These Carrowcrory looking very bright and wonderful. That's a rare scene to actually see the hill of Cache there, the Carrowcrory, and with the blue sky. It's very warm. Sorry if you're getting some wind in the mic. I haven't checked to see if you are getting... I've lost my mic cover, so the wind is full belt on it. Yes, I'm still clearing the trimmings away here, and this is from the willow cairn and passageway there. I don't think I'll be able to finish that off today. That's another job for the future. Or if some angel comes along and would like to board and help out here. But I will be using some of that wood as rods because we're going to weave some additional raised beds. So that's another job to be done. This is the north side, north face here. So because of that, the daffodils that we got here are usually very late. Usually don't see any daffodils until early April, but these came out at the end of February. Well, unfortunately, as soon as they came out, we had winds, we had gales, we had fierce rain. So unfortunately, quite a few of the flowers are actually a bit ripped up, but there seems to be some replacement ones coming up, and it's bright and it's beautiful to see. Here's some in front of the cottage as well. There's still plenty to come out, so I imagine by the end of the month, beginning of April, we'll have a very good cluster. Now, and as you can see there, yes, we've had rain. You can see quite a bit more green in the labyrinth here, the herb labyrinth. I've got a few more herbs to put out there. I'm not going to be able to get around to work on this for a while. So if there's any volunteers, of course, who would say, oh, I would love to do something with this labyrinth, do let me know at john@woodlandbard.com and we'll fix something up. Thank you very much. So I just brought this over to give you a better shot of the weeds, although I did throw quite a few wildflower seeds around. As I look closely, this is actually grass, and well, perhaps in the pathway I'll leave the grass. So permaculture-ish, be a good idea if I put a lot more herbs in and restrict the weeding, because obviously the weeds are here because it's their home too. So there's something to work out. Looks like the winter heather's now on its last legs, but it's still looking very beautiful, along with the seeds here that's from the oregano, those sort of pinky ones that you can see, the light pink. This is my finger. Yeah, there's my finger, those ones. The oregano. Then we have the winter purple heather there. And there's the oak tree still hanging on to some of its leaves, while we have various trees are now budding. The service tree is budding well. Apple trees are bringing out their leaves now. Hazelwood catkins. I always love these. It feels very springy when they appear. Another favourite of mine is these pussy willows. Lots of pussy willow buds. I love these. Another omen that spring is with us. And a great tree for willow rods. All of the catkins, yeah, the older catkins here going from their beautiful maroon into their spring brown and yellow. This alder tree, I think, has sadly died, and something I find recognisable with all of the trees, and it's how you can actually tell that they're on the last days. They give out a tremendous birth of cones and of catkins, and that's what this one has done. So it gives birth, and I'm sure these will blow in the wind, and there will be young alder trees very soon. They seed and they grow very easily, very quickly, but they're fabulous here. I've got several orders growing anyway in situ that I have decided, but I leave some of the wild ones too, because they're very helpful in drinking up the water here. And it's because of the alders and willows that we can actually have a labyrinth here. Before, this was a muddy patch that you just couldn't walk on. I remember doing a firewalk here, and people doing the firewalk actually sank in the mud. Very embarrassing. It's not a very old tree, I suppose, but you just don't know with orders. When the job is done, the job is done. I think this order is between 8 and 10 years old. I would think I'll use this space now for a hazelnut tree. I've got a fairly advanced hazelnut tree that will probably go here. Look at this one though, a hawthorn tree, well and truly out. Those fresh spring leaves. I'm going to try and park my tripod here and demonstrate something here. Well, there's something to put the flowers in, but there's the nickname of the bread and butter. But when they've just come out in leaf, they're very soft, very gentle, and extremely edible. They get bitter very soon, but when you eat them like this, they're very tasty, kind of a sugary sweetness, and travellers would eat these if they were hungry. It gives a sense of being full up. One thing I know it will do later on, it's quite diuretic. It will certainly do the kidneys a wonderful job too. Time for a snack, so here we go. Apple tree buds doing very well. I haven't done any pruning with these though, so it's a little bit wild, but we'll see how it's doing, and I will do some serious pruning next pruning season. I better stop filming and get on with some garden work in a moment, but I thought I would give you a little look and a reminder of the triple spiral labyrinth, and this is what I'm about to do more work on. As you see, I'm doing this experiment where I'm seeing what happens when I lay some grass seed, or sort of grass seed. It's mainly red and white clover with some ryegrass. That's down first, and then I've got some wood chippings, some wood mulch shavings that I'm putting on top. And the dream here is to turn into a kind of a walking mat. I've never read about this or heard about this, so it's totally experimental. I may be totally off my head with this one, but it sounds nice, and something will happen. Nature will make sure there is a presence, so it'll be something to walk on, something interesting. Whatever happens fits into what fits best with the whole feeling of this triple spiral labyrinth. So right, I better put the camera away and get on with a couple of hours work here. If it's still nice and light, I might show my progress. Well, the sun is setting now, setting from Carrowcrory, and I'm very happy with how the day's gone. Get closer to the sunset there we go. A sunset from Carrowcrory. Of course, I never got as much done as I hoped. There was a bit more levelling than I expected to do, but I think you get the idea what's going on here. It's levelling the ground, putting a mixture of white, red clover seeds and some ryegrass, and hope that it grows through the wood bark, through the mulch that I put on top. So there's the triple labyrinth as we have it now, and it's a dry forecast tomorrow, so hopefully I'll do more here. I'm going to show you a bit more done. I should be able to get 3 or 4 hours out here tomorrow. And here we have another sunset peak before I go in, get bathed and changed and ready for a bit of evening meal making and video making. Lots to do with Woodland Barding Weeklies. I've got to try and get 2 out because I'm way behind. So I'll leave you with this sunset. And if I mess around with it, there we go, gives you a bit of atmosphere there. And how's the sky doing? Still looking good. So there we go, sunset on Women's Day from Carrowcrory here.